This is Agent 001 from Autospies.com on a special day here in beautiful Portugal as we unveil the first video walk-around of the brand new BMW 5 Series. Anyone who loves the ultimate driving machine has been waiting for this car. There's been spy photos, sneaks, and we're seeing it here for the first time. So let me take you around the car just to give you an idea of what the changes are and what makes this car special. You know, the last generation 5 Series designed by Chris Bangle and his team created a lot of controversy. We've heard the terms the Bangle butt, things like that. So what they've done in this next generation 5 Series is they've gone back to the basics, got very conservative, kind of like a beautiful Armani suit. It's very, very tasteful, timeless. As we walk around, every proportion, I think, is really well done on this car. You can see it's just, absolutely gorgeous. It has a certain style about it that you just know 20 years from now this car is going to be a good-looking vehicle. It's not going to be out of place. And they take it in the front. I mean, I drive a 7 Series right now, and one of the things you notice first on this car is how the car almost looks like a crouching lion in comparison to the 7 Series. The 7 Series is kind of up front, high in the front on the hood, and it has that regal look, where this one is, I'm crouching down like I'm ready to be a track star and I'm ready to take off. And you see that the grille is much lower than on the other 5 Series cars. It's very pushed to the ground for a more aerodynamic look. And we have, the real classic BMW style. BMW, in my opinion, lost a certain set of customers on the last generation car that like the classic, don't change what's great BMW. Well, I'm here to report that you're going to be really happy, you're going to be really impressed if you're that guy who's been waiting for that classic, perfect style of a BMW to return, because in this 5 Series, I think they've executed it better than any car they've done in the last 5 to 10 years. I love the back end. The back end's really, I think they've had problems with the back in the past, and I think that this car, they've really executed well, and they've made it look really taut and trim, cut. And we've got it in this beautiful gray color, space gray. And in just a second, we're going to go inside and take a look at the inside of the new BMW. One of the biggest add-ons you see on a lot of BMWs out there when you go to things like Bimmerfest or some of the shows is the LED Corona rings, and as you can see, they're standard equipment on this brand new 5 Series. I really like that white light. It really gives it a more fresh, clean look, and I think that's one of the nicest things on this new car that gives it its character. Beautiful. If you look close at the headlights, a lot of little details in there. Very, very well done. As I said, classic is the word that keeps coming to mind. Timeless, like that perfect watch that you're going to look at and never get tired of looking at it, driving it, feeling it. It's like a custom suit that you just love, your favorite suit. The first thing I noticed when I saw this new 5 Series after looking at the pictures for so long is it looks much smaller. Even though it is a bigger car, it's got a longer wheelbase, it looks like a smaller car in real life compared to the old 5 Series. And you can really see it as you walk around the car, especially in the rear end. The rear end looks much more compact and more efficient of a package. And of course, when you have a car like this, one of the things that always amazes me about BMWs and a lot of the European marques is that the trunk is so huge. I mean, they really have great efficient use of the space. You've got the split folding seats there, you've got the ski pass-through, and so it really makes, you can really put a lot of cargo in this car, even though it's a pretty compact, manageable sedan. And of course, you've got all of the electronic controls to open and close the trunk. As you can see, we're actually here at the Estoril racetrack testing the car this afternoon, and it really drives well. I mean, the faster you go, the tighter, the more hunkered down the car becomes. Typical BMW. This is something that, it shouldn't come to any surprise that this car drives amazingly well. Think of it as that smaller 7, more nimble, more efficient, lighter 7, so you can throw it around just a little bit easier. We're looking at the 2011 BMW 5 Series on Autospies.com. Remember, spy before you buy. Another key advantage you get with this new 5 Series, not only have they given it more power, more control, but of course, in this day and age, efficiency is very, very important. And it's a much more efficient car. You get better gas mileage, it really handles well, you give it the gas and the turbo really kicks in, no turbo lag, very powerful, so there's really very few trade-offs on this new 5 Series. So they've increased the efficiency, you've got better technology, I think the car is a better looking car. All around, I think this car is going to be a home run, and they've already told us that the order banks are already really full, and there are much more orders in for this car than they expected, especially in these difficult economic times. I think this is going to be a slam dunk home run for these guys. It's going to be one of the best selling cars ever, and for sure, this will be the most popular, highest selling 5 Series in history, and you're hearing that prediction first here at Autospies.com. On the inside of the new 5, you're going to see a lot of familiarity and a lot of similarity to the 7 Series, except in a little bit more compact, more driver-oriented focus. They've put it together really well in here, and it, you know, when you get in here, you just know it's a BMW. It has the perfect center stack, very easy to read, easy to touch buttons. Everything's in the right place. Great gauge cluster. It's got that piano black. When it's turned off, everything is completely black and it comes to life, so it has a really nice dynamic feel as you start this car up. You've got the paddles with some nice padding behind them for your fingers. You got the nice wide steering wheel that I really enjoy. It has a little bit bigger feel here where you put your hands on the left and right, which is nice. And of course, you got a lot of the technology from the 7 inside this car, the active cruise controls. You also have the regenerative brake system. You can see where it says efficient dynamics down here. It actually shows you how efficient you're driving the car and when it's in that brake regeneration mode. So there's a lot of really nice technology, safety features inside the 7, and some very thoughtful touches. You know, when you have one of these keyless go or comfort access systems, sometimes you don't know where to put the key. You know, you stick it in the cup holder. Well, what they've done here is they have a nice little storage area for the key as you're driving if you don't want to keep it in your pocket. I think that's a very thoughtful thing. You've got a nice little console. You got your iPod connectivity, which is really great. And it's very handsome, very beautiful. The wood, you know, but you've seen before, similar wood from the last generation 5 Series. Nice aluminum, brushed aluminum here that looks very sexy and gorgeous. And of course the seats, you know, every BMW has amazing seats, and these comfort seats that move at the top, that kind of conform to your body. You know, it's really, I absolutely love that. I mean, it's a real joy to drive my 7, and I can't wait to have one of these 5s on a long-term test to kind of see the similarities. I've driven it just a little bit today on the coast here in Portugal, and one of the things that you notice when you drive the car is it's very controlled. It's typical BMW. It's really, like, the best way to describe it, it's just a smaller 7 Series, just a little more nimble, just a little bit lighter, and it's the perfect size package for most people. The one feature every American BMW lover is going to be very jealous of here in Europe is you have full internet connectivity inside the car. And I'm very jealous because it's not offered yet in the States. They're talking about a Google search kind of dumbed down version, which I think is really not the way to go. But I guess there's some laws that really, you know, restrict them from offering the full internet access. But here in Europe, you have the ability to surf the net, which is fantastic. Go to your favorite websites, look up on Google, and do all the things that you would do on a home PC. And I really, really wish that I could have that on my BMW in the United States, because there's a lot of times where you want to be able to search the internet and get the advantages of what you have for a full PC inside the car. I also like this little display here in the middle. It kind of gives you all of your you know, pertinent data, mileage, time, temperature. Just very well laid out, very easy to use. And that's what it should be, right? You don't want to have a lot of surprises if you're driving at a high speed. You want to have everything in the right place to be able to, you know, keep things safe and have an enjoyable ride, and everything, you know, within a hand, you know, direct hand control. You also have on this 5 Series here in Europe, as you can see, the navigation goes into that mode looking like Google Earth, where you can actually see it's almost like a photograph with everything overlaid, and I really like that. As you can see, we're here in beautiful Portugal, down here in Cascais. I hope I pronounced it right. It's a very, doesn't look like the spelling phonetically, and so I'm trying here with my poor pronunciation of it, but as you can see, we're along the beautiful coast here in Portugal, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now tell me this isn't a car lover's dream. Look at all these cars lined up, coming off the track. That's a handsome, pretty sight. I wish we could have seen the car in a few more colors, but we just have the silver and the space gray. We took pictures in our photo gallery on Auto Spies of the black sapphire one at the introduction last night, but I wish I could see it in a lot more of the colors. I'd love to see it in white and some of the other colors that are going to be available.
AutoSpies.com, buy before you buy.